Trust the Force, Luke.
Sometimes truth isn't good enough.
I feel the need for speed.
Ray.
Go solo, hotshot.
If you're a god,
All good.
you say yes.
Because it's their time. Their time. Up there. Down here, it's our time. It's our time down here.
If King Z is ready to stop the mutiny and let me run my own damn show on my own damn channel, we can get this show on the road. I don't know how that happened. You know what? I was gonna say that's why. Let's fix things before we try to get to work here, shall we? Can we at least bear some semblance of at least grade D professionalism? Would be appreciated. Dude, I don't even have a tagline. I couldn't think of anything. Say, what do you got? Infinity Hulk what?
Equals just Care Bears there.
That didn't occur to me, but I can see it in my head now. It did not occur to me to watch. Hey, Pape is here. All right, I'm reading the chat on the side already. Ahead of the Oracle doing her thing, she's gonna find me in the private chat. There it is. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. There, I'm gonna let her see if she puts it up on the screen because I don't want to address it. Oh, wait, I'll do it. Oh, I undid it. All right, Pape, lay it on me. What do you need? What can we do for you? So we have our usual slate of topics, which is a lot more easy breezy than usual because Alien Earth is over. So I don't have to bang my head off the desk, and King Z doesn't need to take double doses of his blood pressure medicine, so we can see what happens.
I have my machine right here next to me to test that.
It was. Indeed, it was. Yeah, bro, there we go. Absolutely. I forgot all about that. I even had that on my list of things to mention to King Z. Yeah, so here's to Serenity. They boned the movie, they boned the series, but I enjoyed them both. Here we go. My brown coat's everywhere.
Good call, Jersey Shore got 7-8 seasons.
Explain it. I don't even know. But you know what? That was a Fox show, right? Firefly, and they're notorious that they don't know how to handle
good shows.
People like good shows, or crap people like.
Yeah. Well, speaking of crap people like, did you know that today is World Coffee Day? So celebration to all of you who like that hot bean juice. Today is your day. And that's going to go with our poll that we're going to drop right now is where do you get your coffee?
Okay, now see, I got to see these options, right? Because I feel like even though I gave you guys total autonomy on the whole poll thing, you should still at least tell me what it might be, because if I'm completely not into it, I might have to shoot it down with some executive veto, because I'm not a coffee guy at all. So let me check.
Neither am I. I don't drink the hot bean juice either. Some of us drink real drinks.
So it's an Oracle situation. So some of us drink that. Some of us drink the
because it's
carbonated drinks.
The reason why is because today is World Coffee Day.
Yeah, I don't know that. Is that something that 100% of coffee drinkers know, or is that some bullshit we saw on Facebook and we're like, hey, let's do a poll?
Actually, it was in the Google machine, so
it was on the Googles. All right.
Yeah.
Where do we get our coffee? And the choices are Starbucks, Dunkin's, the gas station. I like that. Everybody loves a good gas station brand coffee, or at home. You know what? If I was going to get one, it would be here. So I will do that.
Mine would be.
I will vote on a hypothetical level.
Yep. So
we'll vote on the hypothetical.
All right. Well,
I got concerns for Pape then. Hold on. You saw I drink coffee all day long, drinking it now. Dude, we're in the same time zone. I highly recommend against that unless you're at work, but I feel you do it. I could shotgun a can of Monster right now and go to bed the minute the show's over. After a while, it's a placebo stimulant, and that's it.
Yeah, I used to be able to do that before I started having high blood pressure, but
yeah. Hey, remember that time you asked me if 128 ounces of Mountain Dew in a day was bad, and you said it completely unironically, and you were asking me as a medical professional what I thought of that, and I was like, "That's gonna kill you."
Yeah, when
you were like, "No, really, is it good?" And I was like, "It's gonna kill you."
Yeah, like when I had 800 milligrams of caffeine, because I would chase my Mountain Dew with a Red Bull.
Right. And then you reach down to the ankle holster and pull off the little test tube of like Mountain Dew extract and fucking fire that away. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't even put carbonated water in it anymore. We just go straight syrup.
Listen, dude, if your Irish car bomb is just a little bit of Code Red inside like a 64-ounce stein of regular Mountain Dew, you're fucked. Like, just knock that shit off. Pape says black coffee, nothing helps you sleep. I do. Probably I should switch. I'd probably actually derive some health benefits from black coffee over the caffeinated crap I drink.
Yeah,
I probably should switch.
Black coffee is actually really good for you if you just drink it black.
Dude, I'm saying this is a medical professional. A single 8-ounce cup of black coffee actually has anti-hypertensive properties over the long term. You get a short-term boost to the pulse, which if you've got some cardiac disorder, we're not a medical show, by the way.
We are not a medical show.
This is widely attainable public information. It's good for you in the short run, but the problem is you're not getting an 8-ounce cup of black coffee.
No,
y'all are getting the 64-ounce cup that doesn't fit in your cup holder, and you're hitting it with 5 creams, 5 sugars, and 3 espresso turbo, whatever the fuck they call them shots. That's the problem. You know, like
they get the venti.
You get
which means 20.
I don't get it, man. You got small, medium, and large. We don't have small. We have medium, large, and extra large. And the motherfucker, you've got a small. It's the medium. That's what I said. I'm like, I can't have this conversation with these people.
So you have the small, you have the medium, you have the large, and then
Bro,
you have
just
the
call
kid
them that.
side. You have the kid size. Which the
There's
kid
no
size.
kid.
The reason why they call it a kid size is roughly the size of a small kid.
Okay, that makes more sense. It's more of a barrel that has backpack straps on it that you need.
That's
to
right.
throw
We
on,
just do straight
waddle your ass up
camelbacks.
out of there. Dude, imagine that. Imagine if they had that shit.
Oh, they do.
Regarding the coffee helps you sleep stuff, I am not a doctor, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn last night. I mean, at least you're still here to. There you are. All right, so Alien Earth is off the board, right? We already did that. We had no lingering questions or concerns about that. Do we have any updated news on season 2? Did you see anything?
I have not seen anything on season 2. I do believe they're holding off on that announcement until all the numbers are in, because view numbers won't hit until about next week or so.
That's what I'm hearing too. I had the armorist tasked on that because she was asking me off streams if I thought they were getting a season 2 or if I had heard. Pape says he heard nothing either. I think that's the consensus here. So they're still sticking to the only positive buzz I see is people throwing the Rotten Tomatoes number in my face still, because I think the audience score is still holding strong, right? 70, 75, something like that.
It was 69 there for a while.
Did it actually went under 70?
Yeah, it went under 70. Right as we did the last episode, it dipped down below 70.
Can we get a real time Oracle update? If never mind, update the Oracle's on it. Nice. That was nasty. Execute order 66. That'd be sweet if they executed that on that show. And then I'm sure, do we know what what's the critic score on that? Because that's still suitably high, right? No, Tomatoes has the audience.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And they
get that one's still high because there's no new critic scores on it.
Right.
So,
so whatever it was is that's probably at like 90, 88, something like that.
I think it was like 87.
That's still pretty slapping then for them. But again, you think if it was a runaway success, like you were talking about from a viewership number perspective, how do they not greenlight it? Fucking Daredevil Born Again just got greenlit for season 3. Did you see that? Like they had one season lukewarm. They already rolled into season 2, and they're like, "Fuck it, let's just do season 3.
Let's just do 3.
3. Well, why not? I'll tell you what. We'll do season 3. Like, maybe
actually, some news came out about that today. At a con, they were talking to the actor who plays Froggy, and he says that he is no longer associated with the project. So Froggy is dead. We're not getting the Secret Life of Froggy as we all hope.
Oh, that's right. That was the holdout, the hope.
Yeah, the holdout.
He's actually just dead.
He is actually just dead.
Yeah. Thanks for nothing, Daredevil Born Again. My opinion of that show just dropped another 10 percentage points now. And you're a comic guy, dude. How does that make you feel? That it's not going to be that?
I mean, I wanted to see that storyline because, I'm just selfish and I like storylines. Right. But I think it fits with the story. So I'm it's okay. It can move
Doesn't
on.
bug you? Okay.
No.
Right.
Even Froggy is still a big part of the Daredevil universe, and it's just kind of sad that he's not going to be there anymore.
I just think it's weird to have him not be there and then maybe see Matt reconcile with who's the
Karen.
redhead whose name I can't remember. Karen. I couldn't remember if that was her real name or if that was the actress's name. I forgot.
No, Karen Page is the character's name.
Right. So to tie that back to Alien real quick, and then we'll jump into our lead topic there. I haven't been on the sites that do get the estimated view numbers because they never disclose anything from streaming. So sites like Samba TV and Illuminate generally have some viewership data, but I haven't seen anybody talking about it at all. So I wonder if somehow they got those numbers scrubbed or not made as easily available for us to see, because the whole show is done. They had 2 months. There should be something, you know. You'd think there'd be something out there, and if there's not, that can't bode well. Because if it was, they'd be like, let's do it. Let's roll.
And remember, the Nelson numbers are about 2 weeks behind after a month closes. So that's probably what they're waiting for, is the Nelson numbers. So those are like official people tuned in and watched.
Yeah. That's
do we really say tuned anymore? Just like someone was like, when they're like, why do you do this for the phone when all phones are like this now? Like, do we really still say tuned?
Dude, tapes, Kleenex, and Xerox, bro. That's why. You know what I'm saying? That's a paper saying they have multiple platforms. You're right. I mean, it's not only on Hulu. Like, there must be some other mechanism by which people were watching it, whether it's like plays on like the iPlayer on Apple and things like that. I was just going to mention FX. That's a terrestrial station, so there has to be Nielsen's for that sooner than later.
There'll be Nielsen's because it is on cable.
Right.
For all those who still have it.
Dude, I wonder if, just based on some of the remarks that Noah Hawley made in interviews, you know, along the way, talking about that season 1 is really just a proof of, dude, I wish I watched it on FX and didn't pay for Hulu. I probably should have thought of that. Where he's talking about it's basically a proof of concept. I'm like, bro, it was a $260 million proof of concept. That's a pretty ballsy play and a ballsy price tag.
We've talked about this. Disney's willing to lose money right now to find new stuff because they're realizing that their home run IPs are now just singles, and they got to find that next big hit.
It ain't this. I'm telling you. I bet. I'll go out on a limb here and say I don't think we ever, except for people that are like in our sphere that are going to go looking for them hardcore when Nielsen posts stuff, we're going to find this show is probably somewhere in the top 30, maybe top 50, because it is new. It is alien. Some people did watch it. It had whatever ratings it had on Metacritic and Rotten Tomatoes, but I'm betting it's so far out of the top 10. Hulu, FX, Disney, whoever, they don't want to talk about it, and they're quietly just going to let this one go. I don't think you get a season 2 here. You know?
Yeah. And swallowed wrong.
It happens.
When back in the day when they did the Nelsons and the numbers were actually like important, it was not just like how many views or how many people tuned in. It's like, where did it rank in its time slot?
Right.
At that 9 p.m. time slot.
So it's prime time, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to worry about that now with streaming. It was just how many restreams are you getting? How many people were watching on the day? How many people were watching after it drops?
They're looking now for duration and checkout time. Like, they want to know, hey, how come everybody bounced at like the 6-minute mark of episode whatever? Like when we did that talk with the Acolyte when they had the bullshit power of many scene, is the literal moment the viewership of the whole show just completely checked out. Pape says if Dune Prophecy can get a season 2, I think dude, maybe, but I mean, did anybody like roundly dump on Dune Prophecy? I mean, at best, I would say the response was tepid or lukewarm. It might have appealed to a niche audience. We both enjoyed it for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We covered it week to week, but I don't remember there being YouTube videos dunking on it every Tuesday night and Wednesday morning. Alien Earth got roundly shat on. I can't find a positive video on that. If you have any, send it to me.
It kind of followed the same cycle we had where we were positive on it until pretty much around the end of the 3rd episode into the flashback episode, which pretty much made the rest of the show pointless because they made a whole pointless episode.
Dude, every episode after that, the flashback episode 5 was worse than the one before it. It was all downhill from there. You weren't quite as nervous on it from episodes 3 to 5 as I recall as I was, because I already
other than the flashback episode.
My hackles were already up by episode 3. I'm like, there's something sketchy about, like, I can see them building the Mary Sue into, what was her name?
Wendy,
and then she had a Marcy, Wendy, whatever.
Yeah.
I already started seeing the threads there. I didn't like the brother, the fucking trillionaire guy. I'm like, I get it. You want him to be a weird barefoot Zuckerberg, but it already wasn't working for me there. And then the story fell apart. You know what I mean? In the flashback, that was like, fucking put it on notice that the red dot is on this show's forehead. Like, it's over. Like, it's just not going to work long term. So yeah, I mean, Dune's already got, Prophecy has their season 2 for sure. That's coming. That's a thing. That's in pre-production or production or whatever it is. But I just don't know, man. Especially when hot topics in Disney news right now are the real cost of what the Acolyte actually cost them confirmed. It was definitely $260 million for that dumpster fire. We're seeing talks now that the budget for Indy 5 officially hit like $420 million. Like they don't have cash to burn like that anymore. That there had to be an end point to that. Pape says it did get silly at the end, but there is enough new story to go forward. Dude, there's absolutely story threads to go forward for sure.
It just depends if they can land the story.
Right. They left everything open. They killed no major characters. They're all in the same place, and they had Yutani coming in. So they absolutely, the three of us could absolutely put together what a season 2 should be. I could put Kingsley on the spot right now. Kingsley, what does episode 1 look like? Season 2, go.
So it would be them establishing their kingdom because they're ruling now while they are having the Atani's land and start building a beachhead type thing to move in.
And it's a first strike episode. The kids obviously repel the first wave and send Yutani packing because they're not going to let the Mary Sues lose. Yeah. There's always story. I mean, we dunked because Pape, don't take this the wrong way. I don't remember if you were with us for the Acolyte. You might have joined up right around that. I don't recall. We dunked on that show week to week and laughed our asses off every Wednesday that show came out, or whatever day it was, Tuesday, right? And I had taken it upon myself at one point to like run certain story ideas by King Z and the Armorers because I was interested in my own little creative writing project to be like, could I take this idea? That's what I thought. Could I take this idea and make it work? And I wrote up like for my own fun, like a 10-page like document of how this could all work. Preserving the murder mystery, preserving the twins, preserving the virgins in the forest, preserving the lesbian space witches, the whole nine. It can always be done because the execution is where this shit always gets gunked up. If you don't break, even if you're not breaking canon, which I can do that story and not break canon. King Z could absolutely do this show, Alien Earth Season 2, without breaking canon in the way these jackasses are set up to break canon, and they are. It's unavoidable at this point that they have to, and to some degree. But you know what didn't break canon, King, is Marvel Zombies. That's the best segue I've ever laid out on our show, right? So
you can't kill that which is already dead.
You can't kill. I mean, unless you're Game of Thrones and that which is drowned can't die or something. I don't know. I forgot how that whole thing went with the Ironborn. That's a great poster. I didn't see that one. That one's pretty awesome. So, dude, send that my way. I'm gonna have to use that in a couple of other things. I like that a lot. So. Did you ever read this comic coming up? Because the comic itself is like 20 years old now. Like the OG Marvel Zombies run, I think was like 2010. I think maybe it's 15 years old. It's old. You ever pick that up, the hardcover?
I never did. I kind of skimmed through some of the cliff notes on it just to see what it was about. I took it as one of those like offshoot ones where it's like Deadpool kills the MCU and like one of those type of comic books. I was never really into it, and I was kind of out of buying comic books. I started doing some of the digital ones and read some of the older ones. Like I went back I went back and read like the original Spider-Man #1, the very first one, and I read that.
It's 100 years old.
Yeah, I read that up to like Spider-Man 100.
Nice.
So it was fun going back, but I never really picked up the comic book Marvel Zombies. So I came into this with a fresh mind.
I snagged Zombies back in the day because I think I picked it up right at the time the zombie boom was in full force. So I was deep into Walking Dead, deep into Dawn of the Dead 04, Shaun of the Dead. Like we've done the joke before about like at that time when video stores were just about still a thing, but they were about to start wrapping up. The entire horror section was like shelf to shelf, like crappy independent zombie movies shot on a budget, but like you still rented them because they were a good time to watch with friends. So I was like deep in the weeds with zombie shit. So when this came through, I was like, that could be interesting. At the shop, it had the red wrap warning on it. So it was plastic wraps. Like you're like, oh shit, it's an actual mature comic. Like they're not just going to sell this to like an 8-year-old. Dude, it was pretty gory. It had some gory stuff, just like this show did, but much more hardcore, I would say. But the story is wildly different. And what I picked up in the research going into this show is that this Marvel Zombies 4-episode miniseries is based on a different episode of their own What If animated series that they put out like a year ago. This is kind of like the follow-up to it's the What If of the What If. I didn't have a chance to go back and watch that yet, but I think they touch on it in episode 2 when they show you the Wakanda incident, they called it. So this is like a continuation of that. But give me some thoughts on the series. What did you think overall?
I thought it was a decent 4-story arc to build. I pretty much knew that survivors were going to die because that's just how it is in zombie movies.
It's a
I think the end could have been done different.
You're talking about the very ending?
Yeah.
Okay, put a pin in that because I want to talk about that for sure. What did you think of the animation style? Because it's a little different than what I was expecting.
I like the animation style. It fits with a comic book style look, but yet still being animated instead of just like stills.
Yeah.
It looked good. I didn't see any major issues with the animation. You detected it kind of blended American West new animation with a little bit of anime mixed into it, especially like for fight scenes and stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm with that. I think I was hoping that and this is just me, and I'm not even going to use this as like a knock on the show. I think in my head, anything Marvel animated now is going to look like Spider-Verse. It's going to look that Sony style with that, like the frame rate is different. Like how they draw out certain things is different. I'm not a tech guy, so I don't know the right lingo for it. But you know, the look of Spider-Verse is what I think they're always going to do, and they didn't do that. But it also didn't do the thing I hate, which is that rubbery CGI. Like every kid's cartoon that comes out now looks like Shrek 2. Like it looks pale, hollow, plasticky, rubbery. It didn't look like that at all. Like people's facial expressions were a thing. The zombie facial expressions, the grimaces and snarls were like they were real. You know what I mean? Like they looked well articulated through all the muscles in the face and things like that. So I thought the animation style was good. The fight choreography I thought was really fun in a bunch of places. So I didn't have anything. I can't knock on any of that. But I guess we can't really talk about this without doing spoilers and character deaths and that kind of thing. Spoiler alert! They all die. It's
You've been warned.
You've been warned. You know what the big problem is with this show? You know what it is. I hinted at it last week.
I'm going to go with that they're trying to shove a character as the main character that hasn't had a success as a main character yet.
Saying. Now, dude, here's the caveat. I'm going to give it to you straight for everybody that's listening. Pape might have heard me say this before, he might not have. I'm not anti-Miss Marvel. I'm probably the only white guy on the planet that enjoyed that show for what it was on Disney Plus. And I say that unironically. I enjoyed that show because the actress sells me on Kamala Khan. She sells me on the high school girl in like the nuclear family who's got regular teenage shit. She's basically Peter Parker, but she happens to be a girl, right? The problem with this character is that she's a girl. And the problem with the demographic of people that view, buy, and consume these products is they still skew like 90% guys. It's just a fact. It's just how it is. And everybody in that age bracket, you know, like people under like what, 18, 16, they gravitate typically towards characters that remind them of them. They don't have to look like them, but they generally have to remind them of them in some kind of like key way. So guys are always going to gravitate towards guys. Girls are always going to gravitate towards female characters at that age. And that's just how it is. Like if the main character of this show was Peter Parker, or even Miles, I would say, if they decided to use Miles Morales, even, I think more people talk about this show because I actually did enjoy it, despite the fact that the show opens with who? Miss Marvel, Riri Williams, and Kate Bishop. And so for those first 10 seconds, I was like, son of a bitch. So I paused it, got up, walked over to the bookcase, got the Marvel Zombies hardcover, blew the dust off of it, flipped through the first 10 pages, completely different story because I didn't know about the what if thing yet. Right. And I'm like, oh, I see what we're doing here. Okay, it's going to be that story. And then it is, you know, it's a story about like the 3 chicks for a while. And then it's a story about Yelena. And I'm like, I just don't, these characters don't sell. They just don't.
They pivoted to follow their newer characters that they've been working.
Their phase 4, 5s, and 6s.
Yeah, that they worked into this instead of following. It's not a recreation of the comic book.
No.
And that's what
the zombie plague is it. Like that's the only.
Yeah, and they mentioned that in like the breakdown of like this is not the comic book. This is our story in a zombie apocalypse story.
Mhm.
Even though they did keep with the Captain America zombie, which was like one of the huge visuals of the zombies. Captain America is zombie and Iron Man is zombie, which they did not show in this. They had his suit and they put a teddy bear's head on it.
But see, that's the weird. But that's the weird thing you can get away with in a what if. You know what I mean? Like you can do some screwball shit like that. The problem is when they bring that to, you know, Miss Marvel 3 in the theater and think that that's going to fly with anybody in live action. Like, no. I mean, it's borderline not going to fly on animated shit on Disney Plus. But here we are. But the story, it's pretty. The rundown of the story is basic. It's the three girls are kind of surviving on their own in a routine patrol situation. They come across a Quinjet that's escaping a shield lab, or is it shield or sword at that point? It's shield still, right? Because they say
it's shield,
right? It crashes. The pilot, who I don't think is a character I'm supposed to know, was it? It was just like random shield guy. Has a device that they later identify because Riri's a tech genius, and I'm like, okay, that's what she is. That makes sense. She can do that. They identify that as being like a NovaCorp beeper, pretty much. They're like, oh shit, if we can get this into orbit, we can call for help. NovaCorp can help. I'm like, you guys know what NovaCorp is? Okay, I mean, cool. Maybe you do. I don't know. Right. And then the story is basically them trying to figure out how to move the transmitter somewhere that they can get a signal out of orbit because there's a problem with our main villain who's keeping all comms down via satellite and not letting shit get to space. That's all.
No, it's from the Wakanda event. That's why it doesn't work.
Oh, is it the blast from the gauntlet? That's right. Never mind.
Yep.
And Wanda's something else. That's right. My bad. But they still have to get it to space, and it's hard. So they're trying to figure out how to get to New Asgard because they reason they had a ship. They can do it. We can do that if there's no shield. And then it's been a road trip movie for a little while as they pick up different people and arrive at a base and then move on. And you get a little flavor of the week. Monster villain of the week with Zemo for a little bit, which is kind of interesting. And then the end is a weird battle that we'll talk about after. But what did you think of the setup and how things got moving there?
I think it worked pretty well. I think those would be the three that would be in New York just because of location.
Yeah.
It works out that they would be three of the survivors. And with knowing Kate Bishop's mom from watching her in the Hawkeye series, you know that she is like I plan for every type of contingency person. So she would have a house where they could live off of, but I'm pretty sure she would have food that would last longer. But it has been
like 5 years in, right? And they tell you, and that's another thing this show actually did. Like they kept you grounded in their timeline, like because this episode 2 is a 5 years ago thing, which is obvious when it happens, but they still do you the favor saying 5 years ago. Like it tells you where and when you are. Yeah. So what else did you think about the girls up front? So it's a good pairing. It makes sense where they're at.
Yeah.
What did you think of their specific portrayals?
No, I think it was good. Riri Wilson was different than what she was in Ironheart.
Yep.
It was a different mindset, different reaction. Yeah, a little bit more likable. Kate Bishop was pretty much on point. That's how she was. She was just a silly college girl who got kicked out of college for making a shot that actually caused the bell to collapse, like the whole bell tower. She just tried to ring the bell, but apparently it hasn't rung in like 100 years. And then by doing
resonance frequency a little,
and then like the wood broke that was holding it and just kind of collapsed. So she got it spelled from school. But I mean it fits who she is because she's a big Hawkeye fan because one, she's into archery. Yeah. So
yeah, and I would say it's about the same, I think. Yeah, good. Keep going.
And about Little Con there, Miss Marvel. Didn't know much about her. I didn't watch the series, so kind of worked out. So yeah, I thought it was a pretty good start off. Really,
I definitely like the three of them, and it's important to point out that they use a lot of the same voice. A lot of the live action actors lent their voices to these roles. I think there were only a couple whose names I didn't see in the credit, but the three girls for sure are Iman Vellani, whoever, what's the name that plays Kate Bishop? Is that Haley Stenfield?
Yeah,
I think it's the actress's name. And then Dominique Thorne as Riri. All of them are. I think this is the best version of the three of them, in my opinion, especially Riri Williams. But the Kamala Khan character is exactly who the character was in the live action show. She's kind of a goofy girl. She gets excited. She gets overwhelmed. She gets afraid of stuff, but she's always trying to do the right thing. And that makes her endearing as your lead character. So I get why they picked her of the three to survive that initial, we'll hold the line so you can keep going thing. Because she's kind of like the meeker of the three of them. She's the one that has to grow into the role. Yes, she did. Lucky son of a bitch. Good call, Payne. Yeah, good call, Payne. So it makes sense that she's the one to do it. That she's the one to move forward. But you're right. I think they focus on a bunch of characters that they're still trying to prop. Like when we get to episode 2 and we get out of the like the flashback to the Wakanda event, everybody likes Peter Parker. Everybody likes Black Panther. I thought they tastefully did his whole, we're not going to have that character have dialogue thing. We're going to have Peter Parker tell the story as it happened in his words.
And that was a recast. And that was a recast of Peter Parker's voice too.
Right. I had a feeling that wasn't Tom Holland. I'm like, that's not Tom Holland. But once that part's over, we catch up with Shang-Chi and his sister, girlfriend,
best friend,
whoever it was. I don't care. I didn't see that movie. And I'm like, your intro scene is cool. Dad sacrifices himself to put the rings on you because your stupid ass got bit by a zombie. But I'm like, is anybody really watching a show, an animated show for Shang-Chi? Really? Like, I didn't care. Like, it doesn't move the needle for me. Like, I don't, the side character, I don't care. No, it wasn't Awkwafina. That was the other jackass from the movie, wasn't it? That wasn't his immediate love interest, was it? Was that her?
No.
Did I get that wrong? No, that was not Awkwafina. That was the other girl in Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Too. And then the, I can't think of he's the Asian dude that works for S.H.I.E.L.D. I can't think of the actor's name. He's funny. He's Jim in Office Space in the prank episode.
He was also fresh off the boat.
Yeah. I can't think of his name. He's funny.
Yeah, he is.
But
funny.
I don't need his. I don't need his character. I didn't.
I think it fit well with where they had him at.
Yeah, I mean, they gave him a hell of an end out. Like when he got he got got. Like he even had his head fly up in the air when he got got. It was kind of gross.
What was the other one? Deathmaster was with him.
Death Dealer. Death
Dealer. Yeah.
Yep. Pretty good. Got jacked. When he got yoinked, he got yoinked. They didn't spare. Listen, they spared nobody. I'll give him full credit for that. Same thing with Moonblade or Blade Knight or whatever we were calling him the other day.
His name is Moonblade. I don't care what any of the other outlets have been calling him. It's Moonblade because it works on two different levels. One, Moonblade sounds awesome. That's number one.
Badass. And Blade Knight sounds awesome too. Shut up. Blade Knight sounds awesome.
No, it does not. Because I'll tell you right now, Moonblade is the answer. Because one, he's the avatar of the god of the Egyptian god of the moon. So therefore, he is the moon's blade. Moonblade.
Right. Fine. Yeah. Here's a surprise character that I didn't expect because I yelled at my TV. Valkyrie's in it. Yeah. And I'm like, another one. Why are you here still? Why?
He was running New Asgard.
Stop.
But that stays with continuity.
Dude, I don't care. Yep. Dude, listen, hold on. I know Khonshu. Dude, but it's not continuity because this is a what if. So I didn't need to see her because they could have just as easily had Loki running Asgard or Hela running Asgard or Angela running Asgard or fucking full Odin Force, Allfather, Odin running as. They could have done anything except Valkyrie. Anything. And I wouldn't have cared. They could have brought back the Warriors 3. They could have brought back fine-ass Lady Sif to run that shit. No, Valkyrie. No. Stop. I hate it. I hate that character with the passion of 1,000 dying suns, dude. I just do. She's obnoxious. I hate her more than I hate Ironheart, honestly. I really do. I really do. It's been bubbling because she hasn't been in anything live action for a while. So when she showed up, I was like, no, the fuck. But so the villain's Wanda.
Yep.
What do you think? What do you think of? Okay, thank you. What do you think of that?
I think it fits. Now looking back at the end, it fits into what Wanda became.
Yeah.
But I think her animation was sick though. That was her sick.
It was good.
Yeah. When she was going back and forth between like normal Wanda to Queen of the Dead Wanda. Yeah, that was
I like that dude. I like that whole vibe because that picks up on one of the only interesting threads I thought from the Multiverse of Madness movie, the Doctor Strange thing, where she's living in her own illusion And when he goes to visit her, and it's like, it's all, look at my apple orchard, it's all nice and pretty and shit. And then when the illusion crumbles and it just turns to that ashy, red, barren like place that she's living, they use a lot of that like motif and imagery here, which I thought was really cool. Like you said, where she's like, oh no, I'm the queen. You call me the queen of the dead, but I'm the only one that can sort this shit out. And look at me, I'm so pretty. I'm what, like, you know, like, no, there's something cooking there. But it left me as the viewer honestly like feeling like Kamala Khan. I'm like, wait, is she telling the truth? And are we wrong? Is maybe it is the only way? You know, it's not a direct tie into Multiverse of Madness at all, because it does exist in their own space as a what if.
Mm-hmm. It does tie a little bit into WandaVision if you really look at it.
How? Where did you come up with that?
We'll talk about it when we get to the end.
Okay, cool. Yeah, okay. You mean the very end?
Yeah, the very end.
Okay, you'll have to bring me up to speed on that, because as we know, I famously dipped out of WandaVision after Disney fired Gina Carano. That was my end point for that. So she's the big bad. She's got a number of powerful Marvel figures under her spell. Namor, I thought that was pretty cool for the underwater stuff with the Baron Zemo floating city segment, which was pretty awesome. She's got Okoye leading like her literal boots on the ground army of zombies, also pretty badass. We get Thor, who pops in as like still technically the king of Asgard in both, at least he's not Fat Thor, but he's like disinterested, broken Thor. And then he's zombie Thor, which is probably the most terrifying fucking thing I've ever seen in a Marvel project. So it did have a couple of surprise uses of people here. You get no X-Men, you get no Iron Man.
No,
I'm trying to think of other like
they brought up Iron Man, but he was dead, and they took his suit.
And they took the suit. We got Zombie Cap. Was there anybody big missing that you wanted to be in there?
I wanted to see Zombie Ant-Man. They gave us zombie big guys, but I want to see Zombie Ant-Man.
Dude, and the minute they started talking Pym base is where the outbreak happened from, I thought we were going to get that, because we do get giant Wasp and Hank Pym. So we did get original Ant-Man.
We got original Ant-Man, and we got Hope. So we got Wasp too.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
And Ghost. Zombie Ghost was freaking.
Did we get Zombie Ghost?
Yeah, she's the one who took down their gunners.
Oh, that's right. Good call. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Zombie Ghost, she was pretty sick.
So technically, to answer Pape's earlier questions, there were a couple of surprises there, and I thought they were all fielded pretty well. We got dueling zombie armies in a couple of places, because Wanda's doing chaos magic shit, which looks great every time they do that. Like you were saying, the animations were pretty dope whenever she was conjuring up the red stuff. It was kind of cool. And then Yelena's faction, because of course Yelena is the savior of the free world, and her mom is the savior before that. And Red Guardian's a fat fuck that drinks himself to death and eats zombie fingers or something. I don't know.
Zombie fingers, yeah.
Zombie fingers. Yelena's got they were working on their own some kind of science control. They had like a scientific thing, like neuro. It was supposed to be
a neurotoxin that gave
it was a gas.
Yeah, gave him control. So it was science versus magic.
He did. Oracle says, yeah, he has a cool chance on he did. I'll give him that. And David Harbour seems like he has fun with that role. He another does. That was another voice act. Like that was him. Yelena was Florence.
Yeah.
In full effect there. Was it who does Wanda? Olsen. Elizabeth Olsen?
Elizabeth Olsen.
Was that her? I didn't see her. I didn't remember seeing her name in the credits.
It was her. Yep.
Was it? Okay. So I mean they got mostly everybody. But I thought they had good warring factions. But you want to move into the like the last battle? I don't want to. People can go watch it and they can enjoy like the cool.
Yeah. So pretty much you have the Sorcerer Supremes and their faction there to go after to stop Wanda.
Now hold on. How long into the show did it take you to realize that wasn't Stephen Strange's head in the jar?
Until they said that is that. It was like, Ant-Man's head.
It's Scott Lang's head in the jar. I'm like, why?
Why does he have the cape?
I'm like, how is that not just Stephen Strange's head? It's got the fucking cloak of whoever the fuck it is. I'm like, what is going on here? Because for 3 episodes, he's just doing this.
Yeah.
Like he's just scared in the jar, not talking for 3 episodes. He's hanging out with Peter Parker.
I knew it looked wrong because most of the animation had them look like they're human, their live action selves.
I couldn't tell, but I'm like, Benedict Cumberbatch has a very distinguished look compared to Paul Rudd. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could just tell, like, it's very different facially. But I didn't know, like, it could be just animated, Doctor Strange. But that's an FYI, just as an aside, that was a pretty badass fight scene with T'Challa, Spider-Man, Paul Rudd's head fighting zombie Thanos. That was the best part, I thought.
Yeah.
That was pretty badass. So you get Spider-Man pulling like floating asteroids down on him and T'Challa just throwing hands. That's the Black Panther 2 I wanted to see. T'Challa knocking somebody off a cliff and sacrificing himself to save the world. Sign me the fuck up. You know what I mean? Not what we got. That was badass. Let's talk about Infinity Hulk. Since you got it in
Infinity Hulk.
Is that a thing? Has that ever been done? Because that's kind of cool. I will say it's kind of cool.
It is cool, and it makes sense because they talked about it when he was the first one to do the snap that undid everything in Endgame. So, and because he is gamma radiation. Right. It made sense that he was the being because one, he does heal and stuff like that. So he could take that much power and live.
Constantly heal from the damage that's tearing him apart inside.
Yeah. But it was like so many colors and so much rainbowy. Is like I was trying to think of something that would go with the rainbowy. I kept thinking like they had where Thor showed up to take on zombie awesome. Thanos. And I thought, what was that? Was that the
Infinity Rage Hulk? Actually, Infinity Zen Hulk, real.
Yeah, because he was just sitting there. He was just chilling.
But he broke shit when it was time. But what you were saying about when Thor showed up and did you
what do they call
Thor
that?
Showed up?
What is that? The bridge.
The Bifrost.
The Bifrost. Mm-hmm. That's what it kept looking like. The Bifrost was opening up on him. I'm like, no. That's why I went like just a Care Bear stare, just like.
Dude, did you get it was the Care Bear stare. Did you hear the bit when Thor showed up, not as a zombie, to save them when the ship was taken off, and they actually cued some of the Avengers theme, like from Infinity War.
Yeah,
and then of course Rocket and fucking Groot get vaporized.
Yeah,
they gave you just enough Avengers shit. I was like, oh sweet, and then they died, and then Rocket's skull just rolls into the screen like tumbleweed. I was like, oh, this show does not give a fuck.
No, it does not.
And then he showed up as Zombie Thor. I was like,
after he saved them escaping New Asgard.
We basically knew he was going to get overwhelmed, but he threw hands at Wanda and looked like he beat her ass.
Yeah,
I'll give him that. The man was not afraid to do that. Lightning bolt, we're going to get DMCA'd for Immigrant Song though. We can't sing that here. So yeah, Infinity Hulk. Go ahead.
Then they find out that the MacGuffin that they've been protecting and headed to space. Did not. It worked, but it did not work.
It worked.
They thought it was.
I'll say it worked. And I think this is the biggest gripe I had with this show. And I know you pretty well. I'm gonna think this annoyed you too, right? They get into orbit in the Asgard ship. The surviving heroes. And at this point, it's literally just Kamala Khan and like two other people.
Moonblade, Valkyrie.
Shang-Chi's already gone. I think the Death Deal is already gone. It's like
Shang-Chi survived the whole thing.
I thought he died. Didn't he die in the final battle as she's making the decision to either listen to one? I'm pretty sure he did. I'm pretty sure he got bit in the background and
at the last battle, but not this battle. He was still
not that one. Yeah, so he was there for that. They get up there, they activate the pager thing, but lo and behold, Nova Corp's already there in like fucking an armada. They're already there. And they figure out real quick, even before Nova Corp speaks, like they can't have got here that quick. They had to have been waiting here. And then, of course, Nova Corp's like, we're going to need you to go back down there because quarantine and shit. You got to stay 6 feet from your closest planet.
So I think that's what happened. Why the Quinjet went down is that it went up there, sent the signal, got them all there to quarantine the planet. That was the whole purpose of it.
True. Good thinking. Wasn't like they already knew that they were bone. Let's just call them the quarantine. Yeah. So here's my bone to pick with the show. We've got 50 Nova Corp ships, which are at least as advanced as the Asgardian ship. At least. They might be more, might be slightly less. I don't know how that technology works. You know what I mean? But they give them the 10 count to go sub-atmospheric and land, and they don't. And the episode ends, and then the next episode picks up with Nova Corp ships chasing them, landing hits, but somehow the ship isn't destroyed instantly. And I'm like, I don't get how it went on this long. We gave you the 10 count. Hey, Travis is here. What's up, dude?
I haven't seen Travis in a while. Glad you didn't make it, bro.
We are glad. What's up, dude? Wait, I don't see if the Oracle has my plot progression thing loaded, but I'm calling plot because that's what happened. Like they go in this prolonged escape sequence in space. Like there's no cover, there's no asteroid field. They don't hide inside a giant space worm like Empire Strikes Back. And somehow Nova Corp with their ex-pilots with advanced shit can't shoot these assholes down until they do. And then when they do, Kamala Khan saves them all Groot style from orbit.
From orbit.
From orbit.
And they kept reminding her that it was cracking.
Hey, poking.
I know.
Right? Travis says Infinity Hulk was just a thundering moron who got hurt by meth heads. That's pretty much what it looks like. But he did tear a few of them big ones apart, though. So I'm going to give him full marks for being a badass. He was doing okay.
I want to see him do the Hulk smash, the thunder wave.
Yup. Needed that.
Yeah, I thought that would have been good.
I guess I got to add another nitpick then, right? If you're Infinity Hulk, you don't have the power to just will these assholes like into dust. Like you've absorbed all the power, but you don't have control over.
He doesn't have the power.
He doesn't have the touch. You've got no power. Yeah, that's the other franchise. But
which that came out 1987, 3 weeks ago.
I think one of the lead writers on that show just passed, if I remember right. One of the either the lead writers, lead animator just passed. He was like 93 years old or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
if you don't know what we're talking about Transformers the movie, the animated movie, the good movie.
Good one. We'll stand Bush. What's Travis got here? The ending battle did look like one of those phone games with the endless horde. Yeah, dude. I like those games, and I wish they actually just made them and I could buy one. And not have any malware loaded onto my phone, or not have to pay for extra moves or upgrades. Like I would pay $20
or get rid of the ads.
Right, I would literally just pay $20 up front and play that on my phone when I'm bored. But like that game doesn't exist. But that was Infinity Hulk. They do things, stuff happens. Looks like the good guys win. There's a Wanda puts it to Kamala. Dude, I'm trying to help. You have to trust me. I need you. You can help me. We can fix this. And Kamala's like, oh, you killed my friends and all that good stuff. And then it's black. And then Kamala wakes up and she's back in New York, and Kate and Dippy Doo Ironheart are waiting for her to have boba. Or are they? Travis says, dare to believe you can survive. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Until all are one. Tell me about the ending. What did not work for you? Because I'm guessing it did not work for you. I think that's what you said earlier.
I thought the ending was kind of dumb, but looking back at it, it goes into what Wanda would do.
Yep.
The
mess with your head thing.
Because that's what she did with that whole town. She made them believe that they were living in these sitcoms that she grew up watching while her Sokovia was getting bombed out by terrorists and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what she would do to make it all better, is that make the people who are surviving not realize they're hanging out with zombies, and vice versa, zombies not see them as threats or food.
That seems like an awful lot of work when you could probably just wipe out one side or the other.
She wiped out all the mutants with 2 words. I don't know why she can't say no zombies.
No zombies. Ixnay zombie, eh? I thought the ending worked for their show until I said to myself, dude, they're not getting a season 2. These miniseries, it's just done. It is what it is. They get 4 and they're out.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just going to leave it like that, where it's like you're just Kamala Khan's in the Matrix or not in the Matrix. They won, they didn't win. It was a lie or not. Like I don't like when things end in limbo, when there's no shot at resolution. Like I don't like that. Travis says, when we see Spider-Man arrive in Wakanda with T'Challa and Scott, we see the Watcher looking at them. Oh, dude, I didn't even notice that.
I didn't see this. I didn't see that. I did see where they were having the fight, where they were going through the different ones.
Zero.
And they had where they fought through, and they saw the Watcher there. I saw the Watcher in that one when they were fighting through.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, cool. Because it became he wasn't just a universal threat. He became a multiversal threat.
Oh, true. Yeah, I'll have to go back and zero in on that's episode 2 if it's T'Challa and Scott with Spider-Man. I'll go back and take a peek at that. So yeah, the ending I thought just didn't work because there's no further ground that this is going to do. Like they don't get second installments. I would have rather have seen, for this kind of thing, a definitive ending. And then I got to asking one more question, right? My gripe with these Disney Plus shows is always the same thing, besides quality, is that it feels like they had an idea for a feature movie and then they cut it up into, multiple spots and add filler, and then it doesn't add up to anything meaningful anyway. I feel like this is the opposite. I feel like this was a movie and they just cut it in half, or they cut it in quarters and then played some of it out of order a little bit just to shake things up. Like, I think this could have just been a 90-minute thing. Like, you probably could have cut up all of the follow-up to the Wakanda event and just had it about Kamala Khan and her posse meeting with Shang-Chi and his posse, losing a few people, and then going to Infinity Hulk.
I don't think they really have to cut anything out, because if you add it all up, it's barely over 2 hours.
No, but I mean, just because it seems like some of it was out of order, like how episode 2 started with that flashback to Wakanda.
Okay, and then the
very beginning.
And then the flashback to
right.
Was it Chinatown that they were in, or were they in
New York Chinatown?
I thought it was Hong Kong.
Was it? Oh, yeah. Shang-Chi. Yeah.
Shang-Chi.
I thought you meant
Hong Kong.
Like, no, the girls are in the States. Yeah. Travis had a comment. Can we put that back up, Oracle? Just like a minute. Thank you. Speculate in season 2. There is no season 2. T'Challa could be a key player. The way they kept cutting between him and the Gauntlet as they fell, perhaps he's the guy. Dude, I would take that as an option. Earlier we were talking about ways TV shows that don't get a season 2 could go, and how there's always an opportunity if they don't wrap things up. That's a definite way to go. Some credible reports suggest the zombies are written out as a movie, but due to the Spider-Man rights, it would have been in association with Sony, so it was made into a show instead. I could see that, but I think they can tell. I literally think they could tell this whole story without Black Panther, Spider-Man, Scott Lang, or any of those characters at all. It literally could have just been the Quinjet from the Pym Lab crashed. The girls found it because they live in the city, so they survive outside the city or whatever. They figure out what they need to do and just formulate a plan to go to New Asgard. You know what I mean? And meet up with people along the way. So Spider-Man added a little bit of familiarity to it, but I mean, was he a main player in any of this?
No, he was pretty much just part of that, keeping the Sorcerer Supreme area safe.
Right. So I mean, I think they could have done that. They definitely told their own story based on the characters they're trying to prop. You know what I mean? Yeah. What do you call it in wrestling? They're trying to give them a push. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, give them a push. Yeah, give them a push. Give them a rub.
Williams off a cliff. But again, she wasn't awful. She was likable. She took care of her. She took care of her friends and didn't subject them to danger. She actually saved Kamala Khan. She's like, no, suit Friday, whatever. Get her the fuck out of here.
Yeah, sacrificed herself for her friends.
Awesome.
I think the Kate Bishop special arrow was a pretty funny scene in that.
I think the party arrow.
Yeah.
I like that. Actually, I was watching it with my son, and I was like, dude, I guarantee you that arrow just busts into like confetti or streamers or some shit. I guarantee it. Because they built it up too much. I was like, no shot. And then it did it. Executive producer Brad Winterbaum hinted there could be. Oh. Dude, I mean, that's what you say when that's your job, right, Oracle? Like, that's just what you do. Sure, of course. We're going to season 2 if you guys want it. Yeah, we'll make it happen. Like, all right. Looking at you, Acolyte season 2. Not so much. But that was zombies.
That was zombies.
It was a good little use of 2 hours of my time.
Good wrap up of Zombie Month.
It was. Well, except for that thing.
That thing's coming. That thing's coming.
Next month. Oh, it is October. It is a happy October, everybody.
Yeah. Remember, there is only one October, and I'm built for October.
That's right. So we got one more thing for Zombie Month. Hopefully, check out Shaun of the Dead too, guys. If you haven't seen us talk about Shaun of the Dead, I enjoyed that, dude. I think that might have been my favorite one. Yeah. Honestly, I'm trying to calculate out in my head which one. It's either that or revisiting Zombieland. The lighter ones, I think I'm just more into right now.
I kind of like them all. I mean, they're as we were going to talk about in our little special project that we're hinting at here. These are really good modern zombie movies that we picked to watch. So I think we got a good mix. I wish Zombieland got a little more traction than it did. Because I think we did pretty good on these with our fun intros and.
I don't think that was us. I saw that, Pape. Thank you very much. Pape especially enjoyed our 28 days doodle for what that was. I think we just caught some bad luck with those. YouTube was doing its thing behind the scenes, you might have seen other videos and channels, people talking about restricted mode and something they did on the back end just tanked views even for small channels like ours. So there's that. But
So
you know, they're still there. You guys checking.
So if you're around, you did like them, share them out to your friends. Let them take a look at them.
Couldn't hurt. Especially Shaun of the Dead, because I feel like Shaun of the Dead is one of those rare opportunities where I don't nitpick something to death that's obviously at least a C+. You know what I mean? I'm just like, no, it still sucks. Like, no, Shaun of the Dead is a legit A. You know what I mean? Like, because you even at the end were like, so what didn't you like? And I was like, I don't know. Like when the army shot everything, because everybody does that. You know, like that's really the only thing I can come up with. So it's not often that that's my experience watching this stuff. I even found stuff I didn't like about 28 days later going forward. Although I'll say Pape agreed with me in the comments. Thank you, Pape, by the way, on that. It was like it hit that midpoint where they met the human resistance, the military dudes, and it was like two different movies. You know, and there was like a little the tone feels different somehow. Hopefully they get in a heavy rotation this month with folks. Hopefully, maybe we did jump the gun a little early with spooky season, but there's so much. We really like horror. We really like covering that kind of stuff, new stuff, classic stuff. It's tough to fit that all into 1 month when we're both doing full-time jobs and only doing one stream a week. So we figured we needed September. Maybe next year, maybe we should do October, November then.
Not including that September had so many good horror movies coming out in theater as well. Like they had a good lineup of brand new movies coming out in September for horror. So I thought we would just throw September and October kind of together this year.
Yeah. Maybe we need if we're going to do it next year, right? We just do if we do one big spooky season, make a big deal out of announcing that we're going to start it in September and continually mention that it's going to run through Thanksgiving or something. We're going to go 3 months. And even if there's other stuff to cover randomly on Disney Plus or HBO Max, it's still going to be like horror focused. Then we'll see what we can do with that stuff there. Do you want to do you want to save the Robin Hood thing for next week since it'll be closer to
its release?
The release.
All right. Well, I do have
a Star Wars thing real quick, or you have something else we can do that. I'm good.
I do have something else. We found the Netflix trailer for Frankenstein.
Get out of here! Really?
Yes.
Hell yeah! I'm going full screen.
All right, here we go.
Buckle up.
Roll that footage.
Did you guys watch it yet?
I have not watched it.
Sweet. I like it when the first look is shared. Here we go. Frankenstein.
My maker told his
Don't
tale.
sue us.
And I will tell you mine.
Shot at 180p. Maybe I need to leave full screen here.
I remember.
There we go. A little bit better. We know Pape's excited. Oh, yeah.
Memories of different men.
Splash of red. Frozen death.
And I saw it. Your name. Victor.
Rosebud.
Frankenstein.
Gothic. Sound. Is that Mia? What's her face?
My creator.
Mia Goth.
Yeah.
I demand a single grace from you.
Weird.
If you are not to award me love,
This feels very Del
then I
Toro.
will indulge in rage. Now, run.
Now I kind of wish we had got on the plane to Italy last month when we were going to go.
Yeah, that looks good. It looks good. From visionary director
Guillermo del Toro. I'll handle the name. Guillermo del Toro.
I practiced it before we went live. Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo. There's no L's. It's just Guillermo.
Guillermo.
No L's. Guillermo.
Guillermo del Toro.
What ethnicities did you just get right the other day? I was trained in Busan, so it's Korean. You speak Korean names. Can't do the other ones from Europe.
Yeah,
I did. And this said Netflix on the 17th.
Netflix, 10th or 17th of November.
Yeah. Dude, I'm down. I'm 100% down. We'll definitely build out a show around that because that's like crown jewel horror stuff. We haven't had a good Frankenstein movie in forever, so why wouldn't we do that? You know, it looks very Shape of Water, very Pan's Labyrinth. I saw some of that imagery in there.
Very visionary.
Yeah. That's like saying something looks visually stunning, though. There's only so many times I can call him a visionary director.
No, you have to put that in front of his name.
You have to say that. He gets a quarter every time we say it.
That's right. It's just contractually obligation that you have to say that before you say his name.
I don't remember signing any Winter Wolf's-Den brand deals with Guillermo del Toro for saying
visionary director.
I know. I own the quarter. Fuck him. I'll have to tell him to keep.
And then Oscar Isaac. We all know what Oscar Isaac brings. This guy, he has some chops.
All right, now
I know you did not like the series, but watching the way he portrayed a multi-personality person,
I knew you were going to listen. I knew that you knew I was going to say that, and I was already getting ready to say it wasn't his fault. It was just a bad series. Now, what I was going to say was under on him in the Frankenstein movie getting a line of dialogue that says somehow Frankenstein returned. Can I get him to say that? Can I get him to relive his Star Wars sequel trilogy glory of saying somehow Palpatine returned? If I can get that, I'm happy. Like, that's all I need.
Somehow he returned. I don't know.
Somehow Frankenstein returned. I don't know that shit. Yeah, no, Mia Goth is great in everything she does. I can see this getting a lot of hype. I'm surprised this is a Netflix thing.
I think they signed
they don't put theaters.
They signed a special deal with him to do this one.
I believe it. Netflix has that I mean, they have no incentive to put things in theater. They get you to sign up for the service. They don't care if you see it in theater or not. Like, that's why Demon Hunters took so long to get that 2-day release in theaters, because everybody already paid for Netflix to see it anyway.
Yeah, and
they don't need you to go to theater.
This also has Christopher Waltz in it as well.
Yeah. Clutch. So it's got a banger cast. I'm sure it'll do well. We'll be there to check that out for sure on launch day. Whatever if we can get it on a weekend day so we can do it, or I don't know, maybe we could experiment with watch party. I don't know, maybe that's a thing.
It drops on a Friday, so
yeah. Pape I saw in the comments, we'll have to find out if there'll be a limited release. I can almost assuredly tell you that there won't be, because they tend not to do those with their originals.
I would say there would have been one exception, and that's if it came out this month on a Friday, and then they did a 1-day release on Halloween itself.
Maybe. Okay, and that's super unique to the holiday. I could see that. But my gut tells me that they just won't, because the only reason they threw K-pop Demon Hunters in the theater at all, like literally 2.5-3 months after it came out, was because it had such a banger response on the streaming service.
And it was a sing-along too. It wasn't just a normal release.
Right. It was it was only 2 days worth of that. It wasn't even there for a week. It was there Saturday, Sunday. And I think it was limited release, like you said, that it was select theater. I mean, it happened to be my local one.
I think it came out at 1,800 theaters nationwide. So
which is about half of what like Superman and Fantastic Four and big releases get when they come out.
And still, what, 18 million for that weekend?
Oh, why is the Oracle saying select theaters October 17th? We just did this gag. We just did this like a show ago. It's November. It's not October. We did this. I had my bag packed and I bought the stupid hat. Let's get a triple check while Pape is here to hear it. Netflix is November. You're saying select theater for Oscar purposes.
Oh,
I should have thought of that. I apologize. That's a good point. So now, is it to be in contention for that? You were telling me it needs to be Los Angeles and New York or something like that.
Yeah.
How long?
It has to be in there for, I think it's like 3 to 5 days.
Okay. Well, Pape, if you're still there for us to sign off in a minute, there you go. October 17th is your day. The Oracle just double checked, triple checked, 1,000 check. Oh, I see you already thanked her for it. Never mind. Because they told me not to read the chat. Now I'm over here reading the chat like side eye.
Yeah.
To break my stigmatism in reverse, reflecting shit. Dude, do we go see this in the theater then? I was just bitching about how there's like no.
If it's nearby, I think we do.
What's the limit to how far you're willing to drive to see this shit? Because you drive more than I do, so that ain't no thing for you guys.
Knowing me and my wife, well, I mean, we would probably have to go to Atlanta, which is 2 hours away. Which
I'm already looking for IMAX. I'm not doing that. I got a premium theater up the street with a recliner and like a laser projection. I'm good. I don't need fucking IMAX. I'm all set. As
long as it has good sound. I'm really like if the sound in the theater is really good, then
my theater's pretty solid on that end. It's well insulated too, so you get that reverberating warble like from behind the wall where the speakers are mounted, like some of the old ones that just mount up new speakers and then don't take care of the insulation. Like it feels echoey behind you.
Yeah,
because I always sit in the back. Dude, so what's the range if you have to drive? If you have to drive to Hotlanta
would probably be the distance. That's about 2 hours away from me.
Okay, so that puts you in a good window though, because I feel like you should find some results in a big city like that. It'll be tough for me being rural New England, which means it's going to be even tougher for Pape because he's even more rural, south of where I am.
You might have to get closer to Beantown.
Yeah, I might have to because that's about the only way I can go. According to Fandango, it's opening in Newport. I will have to take a look because that might be the closest I can get to it from my south central location up here. So I will take a peek at that. I'm not driving. I'll tell you right now, I'm not driving 2 hours though.
You could take the T for an hour though.
Did I have to drive an hour to get somewhere to take the T for an hour? That shit ain't happening.
Okay, never mind.
I will find it. Listen, if you hold on, we can put this to bed right now. Because I have the Fandango app, so let me just take a peek. Hold your horses. We ended early last week. I can take a few more minutes, and I've already adjusted to my work schedule. I'm staying up a little later again. I'm no longer going to bed at like 9 because that's fucking stupid, and I hated that. All right, now what day? 17?
Yes.
17 is a Friday. Showman, Black. Oh, dude, that opens with Black Phone too.
Oh, it does.
Oh.
To the calendar. Oh, I'm old school because I got a calendar.
Fandango is not listing every movie at the theater that I could go to right now. I'll check my alternative. A little nicer. Let me see here. Antron Aries. Isn't that out the same week too? Because now that's
no. That comes out on the 10th.
Okay, so that just means it's still in there then. Okay, yeah. The two theaters I would go to don't have any listings yet. So, but they're incomplete listings, so I don't know. So I haven't found my spot yet. Newport would be far though, and apparently I'm telling you there is one theater in Atlanta that's showing it. Dude, you've used your own login for Christ's sake. Just continue using it. Anyway, all right. Let's if we were going to get together and record the project video on Friday, and then you and I were going to do a mini writers group on Saturday, maybe we do a mini recorded, not a live stream. Maybe we can record that Star Wars topic that I had here, because I think this is one of those pick your brain kind of topics, because some plot details about Starfighter came out about who Ryan Gosling's character might be, who Amy Adams' character might be. There's a bit of it wasn't really a backlash.
I've read stuff about who Amy Adams might be.
Yes, and that's kind of what I want to pick your brain about, because I don't think they should go that road. Not sans Luke, just saying. That's a dangerous play. Dangerous play. So maybe we can record a little something for that, but I think that'll we did a lot of zombies. Why don't we leave it at that for tonight before it gets too late?
Well, we got poll results.
Poll results, because I keep forgetting I was in my thanking page.
We got the poll results for tonight. Now, if you don't remember, our poll was, where do you get your coffee? Because today is World Coffee Day. So if you drink that hot bean juice, this is where people usually get it. 50% would get it from Dunkin'. Is the winner. The next one is At Home with 33%. And Starbucks comes in last with a low 17%, other than gas station with a big 0.
Big fat goose. Now, see, that surprises me, because there's a couple of good gas station chains up here, like in the Northeast, that actually have decent coffee. I know family members that say it's all right.
Have you noticed the upscale of gas stations when it comes to food? Like we have this place called Parker's Kitchen here now, and it's like they actually have like a full restaurant. And then like out in the Midwest, they had a place called Casey's. It's a gas station, and they were the #1 pizza chain in Iowa.
Dude, you know what I think? Again, this could be our 5-minute segment on food like we do on this channel. You know what I think it is, dude? I think that in the last decade, fast food has priced itself into faster food, like the 99 and like Chili's and shit like that. So as fast food bumped up, something had to fill the vacuum of where can I get 2 hot dogs and a large soda for $6? And like that's gas station shit now. So it's not great, but it's better and it's cheaper. Like it's improving and it's cheaper. So in a world where McDonald's is trying to hit you with that famous $18 Big Mac meal, you know, you can still walk in and out of like your all-town grocery store and get like a tuna sandwich wedge or whatever in your soda for $8.
But they've gone beyond just getting the wedges and stuff. Like they have full cooked stuff. You get.
A place like All-Town definitely does. Yeah, I'm just saying what I would get. Yeah,
there was a gas station when I was in Wisconsin called Quick Trip there, and dude, their food was straight solid. Their chicken nuggets, they had their pizza was good, and of course their hamburgers were great. And like that's where I would like stop for lunch almost every day while I was out delivering in Wisconsin. I'd grab me a burger, or grab it in the morning for burgers for breakfast because.
Pate mentioned specifically here, Cumberland Farms up here has improved massively in like the last 5 years, where like you could pop in there for sure, and they're making pizza like around the clock, and they're selling you like a double wide slice of pepperoni, you know, to fountain drink for like $5. They have the remember I think 7 popularized these back in like the 70s, 80s, but they do like hot dogs or other rolling things like on the hot rollers, so you can get like a keto or things like that. They're in there they're doing them up 2 for $4. I mean, you can't beat that. You walk into a Taco Bell with $4, you're walking out with nothing. Although they're bringing back all their cheap shit too, though.
You might be getting the cheesy Fiesta potatoes for $4.
I don't like them. See, they're always hard and they're never cheesy enough. But much like Taco Bell, he knows. Much like the Bell, McDonald's now has also cut prices on like 8 of their core performing items
for select times.
For select times, because that's the anti-surge pricing bullshit that they threatened us with, where they were going to jack prices up during select busy times. I'm like, really? Think that's the play? You're going to make it a $20 Big Mac meal at dinner time? Good luck. Yeah. Paying that shit.
Unless you buy it on the app.
Right. Which I'm never doing. I'm never doing that. I don't know. You can threaten me with all the free small fries you want. Not happening.
Now, their point program is kind of like nuts because it takes like 6,000 points. The 6,000 points to get a Big Mac. That just sucks. Because you know how much money you have to spend to get 6,000? But
$400.
You know what was good? Is KFC. KFC's reward program is top notch.
But the problem with the Colonel is that not only was that never as fast food, and you know I worked there for like 1,000 years.
Yeah, I know.
I sold you your first barbecue chicken sandwich there. You know,
it wasn't barbecue chicken sandwich. It was a pulled chicken.
Pulled chicken. I know. I sold it to you.
Yeah.
Right? The problem with the Colonel is that all their shit is because it's real food. They have to sell it to you for like what real Purdue chicken food cost you. So you can't get out of there for less than $12. Like that's the thing. And you couldn't do that 15 years ago. Now, like Jesus Christ, an 8-piece family meal over there now has got to cost you $20, $25.
Hey, Travis, that is a good streak. I wouldn't break it. Keep that going. You're better off for it.
Stay alive. Stay alive there. You're not missing it. I was going to say about the McDonald's is as we cut it back here to preserve like family budget. No, I do okay. I take my kid to McDonald's every now and then, but like when I walk into a Burger King and for me to get a combo meal and to get my kid a kid's meal and we're talking about $26, $27, nope. There's a principle there, you know. Travis says the problem with the Colonel is that he looks like the guy who calls his grandkids into the den for story time right after. Yeah, he does. He does.
Mr. Sanders. I'm sorry, sir.
Oh, you're wrong, Colonel Sanders. I love that part. Yeah, that's the problem with the Colonel.
But their reward program, it was like 700 points. You get a full combo.
Oh, see, there's nothing wrong with that. Now, does a combo there include the drink now?
Yes.
Back in like 98, it did not. And that was always the part where I thought someone was going to punch me in the face, where I'd be like, oh, your Colonel's crispy strip meal is $8.99. I put the box on the counter, and the guy's like, where's my drink? And I'm like, that's an extra $3. Like, the fuck it is, kid. Give me my drink. I don't know, man. I'll make the prices here.
Yeah, combos now have the drink.
Thank God.
For 700 points, I didn't get a 8 nugget combo meal.
That's not bad. That's not no. Where does the Colonel stack up versus Popeyes for you? Because you guys have real chicken options down there. We don't have that up here.
We have so many chicken places. Maryland. See? We have Maryland fried chicken down here.
So you don't need,
I didn't even know that was special.
Right. Yeah, Popeyes must not even register to you at this point because there's so many other better actual options of like actual home cooked fried chicken and shit.
Now, Popeyes can hit the spot at times, but down here, there's only one chicken place that runs supreme. And that's because they're the best chicken sandwich on the market. And that is the Lord's Chicken, Chick-fil-A.
Which I tried to walk into on a Sunday like an idiot this week.
Yeah,
totally forgot.
Closed on Sundays.
Totally forgot. I asked everybody at my new job, say, I'm buying today. What you guys want? I'm going to Chick-fil-A. I'm getting a pepper jack with the chicken, spicy chicken. And people, I'll take this, and this. Then, of course, I get out to the car, and I'm like, it's fucking Sunday. So I had to walk back in and tell everybody, maybe next time.
And the comment that just popped up, yes, Popeyes here has the slowest and worst customer service. Like when I was doing DoorDash, and Oracle was doing DoorDash as well. Yeah, like you go in there for, with DoorDash, you got to work and hustle hard to make money.
Yeah, you got to make your move, right?
We have a bunch of NTBs down here, no tipping, what, and we waited. I was in there, and it was like a simple 8-piece tender meal with 2 biscuits and some red beans. And I think I was in there for hour and 15 minutes waiting for this. I
just canceled that order. They do have jalapenos.
They do have jalapenos.
I know how they're pronounced before somebody points it out. Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
they do. Now, see, dude, the thing about Popeyes up here is, and this may be a Popeyes everywhere thing, you remember when they reintroduced their hot chicken sandwich like 5 years ago? It might have been like 5 years ago.
Yeah, when they were trying to compete with Chick-fil-A.
Yes, right. So they brought back a fried chicken sandwich. The Popeyes closest to me had 3, and dude, I don't live in a bad area overall. I really don't. I make jokes, but it's really not that bad. Like even like the city nearby isn't that bad overall. 3 stabbings in a week where eyewitness testimony indicated it was over because customer A got the last fried chicken sandwich and the dude behind him wanted one so badly that he was willing to kill him for it. Like, is this like some Mad Max shit? Because like I'm looking around, like, I don't know, man, everybody seems well dressed, clean, well fed, hydrated, fucking sky's blue, it's not raining and shit. Like, the fuck is going on? You're gonna stab somebody over a Popeyes chicken sandwich? I usually tip 25 on 15. Dude, that's generous, Travis. I can appreciate that.
I wish I was your pizza guy.
King's driven for a long time. No one tipping him 25 on 15. I tip, if I go to like Red Robin with my kid, I'm trying to teach him that like you clean up after yourself. You don't make the wait staff's job harder than it needs to be for them, because it sucks. They're hustling. They're trying to make money. You tip what you can. 20% is an absolute minimum. You make a joke, make my kid laugh, bring me extra shit when I don't ask for it. We can go up to 30 real easy, But again, that's when I'm not spending $28 on some Burger King bullshit. But we've got to get out of here before it gets too late, because I got to tell King Z about some other stuff we got to do. Travis and Pape, we appreciate you. Everybody else that's going to catch this later this long. If you've been here this long, consider sharing out the stream and some of the other smaller videos, particularly Zombie Month on our retro watch list. We'd love to get some eyeballs. I'd love more to get some comments in those threads, especially with recommendations of other stuff we can cover. And King Z, I'll let you do the rest.
Make sure you hit that thumbs up. It really does help us in the algorithm. It gets us out there so other people can find us. And it really does help the channel out. Make sure you leave a comment. And always, when we drop a poll, make sure you comment on the poll. Just select an answer, because it proves that it was a real human and not just bot people in here. And I don't like bots, and I know you guys aren't bots, but I really appreciate y'all for stopping by.
Pretty
and
active
with that
bot.
said, it's time to go. So hit my music.
I dropped it early.